bringing you a glimpse of the airwaves from the heartland of America.
Alpha Fox, Zero Fox.
Alpha Fox, Zero Fox. Good to hear you. 5 and 9.
There we go. Alpha Fox, Zero Fox.
I'm Michael, Alpha Foxtrot, Zero Foxtrot.
Are you live streaming this?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another live stream of Heartland Ham Radio. I'm your host, Michael. My call sign's AF0F, Alpha Foxtrot, Zero Foxtrot. I'm coming to you live today from my home QTH here in Kansas City. We're ready to dive into another ham radio live stream this morning. So we'll see how things go. We're going to try hunting some park activators today. These are folks that are out operating their radio equipment in a park, and they're operating within the bounds of those parks. They're trying to make contacts with other hunters that might be at home hunting or portable hunting, but could be also another park to park or another person out in a park. So we'll see how things go this morning. So I'll be narrating as we go, but if you have any questions, let me know in the comments or the chat. I would love to have a conversation with you as we're kind of going this morning. But before we get started, I just want to say a big thank you to the awesome community for tuning in and supporting the Heartland Ham Radio channel. I'm having a lot of fun learning a lot about different technology and streaming and stuff. And it's really been the connection with the community that's been absolutely awesome. So I love getting your comments and your feedback. I'm good on QRZ if you want to send me an email. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and then you'll never miss out on a new video or live stream update. So with that, let's see who's on the air this morning, and I'll bring in the radio audio. Give me 1 second here. We'll get my headset on. Well, I don't know. Hopefully band conditions are better today than they were yesterday. I was up here just for a few minutes in the morning, and it was not super great on the air. I think there'd been some solar activity that wiped out some of the bands, so we'll kind of see who's out there today. I'm going to check 40 meters. I think I usually say this, but I haven't always had a lot of luck on 40 meters in the morning. We do have some thunderstorms in the area, so there's a lot of static crashes and lightning and stuff that's going on. So let's see if maybe we can pull somebody out. I don't hear anything so far. Some of these spots are a little bit old, so jump to 20 meters here. If you're joining me live, hop into the chat, say hello. Let me know when you're tuning in from today. You can kind of hear the static crashes there on the radio. This may be an interesting morning. Almost halfway through the 20 meter spots and not hearing anything yet. I've seen a few things on the waterfall, but no parks yet. I'll show you the radar here that we had up. These are kind of the thunderstorms that move through the area, so just light rain now here in the Kansas City metro, but some of these storms moved through earlier, but still causing some static crashes on the radio a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Boy, this is going to pretty much be like yesterday. That's all right. If we can't get anybody here on voice, we'll hop over and do some digital. So these spots are a little old, so maybe these folks have gone QRT. Type my frequencies right, that'd be helpful. Well, we are all the way through all of the spots. I did not hear one person on there. Take a peek. What are band conditions listed like today? We got a little bit of... Definitely geomagnetic activity is down from what it was yesterday. It was definitely... Let's see, we had a G2 range yesterday. Do have some D region absorption there still. Well, that's all right. I guess we'll just see how it goes here. Conditions can change pretty fast, so... Ooh, maybe somebody there. Couldn't tell if it was the activator or a hunter. I'm not seeing much on the waterfall either. We'll see how this goes. Second time through the 20-meter spots here. Well, I'm not hearing any of these folks. Ooh, there's a little somebody. Might just be a rag chew going on or something.
We've got 67 degrees coming from a low of 60 degrees. We're looking for a high of 89 under.
Yep, I think that's just a rag chew going on.
Well, I guess we'll get the unanimous vote there. Pending no further comments from anybody, we'll
I think that's a net. All right, so we are hearing some voices. That's a little bit better. Wow, nothing. Hey, Justin. Thanks for tuning in from Central Florida. Appreciate you joining this morning. Things are a little bit rough. Some folks spotted on 10 meters. And, oh, there you can see a lightning strike. I was telling the stream earlier, we had some thunderstorms move through the Kansas City area. I'm in the Kansas City metropolitan area, so some of these thunderstorms moved through sooner. Otherwise, I would have live streamed earlier this morning, but just gotta wait for that lightning to get out of the area. Alright, let's go try these 40-meter spots again. I don't know, this is going to be a lot of static with these storms nearby, I have a feeling. Nope, nothing. Somebody spotted on 80 meters. Let's see if I can hear him. That's a lot of noise, too. No dice. Spin through the waterfall here. Let's just see. I see some activity here.
Indiana States are calling CQ and standing by.
So they're not completely dead.
Tango Romeo Hotel, I believe. Full call, please.
Justin's got a question there. Just got a general ticket. Congrats on the general there, Justin. What do you suggest for a first HF radio under $100K or under $1,000? Well, that's a great question.
Good to work you.
There's certainly some options. Kind of depends on what you want to do.
From our last contact in last
Let me
year.
get this radio out of here a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's talk through that. So under $1,000. I mean, you've got some options. Let's go take a look at. Let's go take a look at DX Engineering here and see. You know, if you're looking to do POTA, you know, the 891 is pretty popular. I think that's under 1,000. So it's on sale right now, $629. That's a very popular radio. The one thing with it, it does not have an antenna tuner with it. So if you're needing an antenna tuner, you'll have to get an external tuner. So that's a very popular radio. Lots of folks use that for POTA. So that'd be one I'd take a look at. It's very similar. I'm using an FTDX10 here, which is going to put you over the $1,000 mark. But it's got the same like audio EQ in it, 3-channel EQ in it, so you can get your kind of audio for your headset and stuff tuned in really well. That's a popular choice. So it's been out a while. It's rock solid. So lots of. I've not personally used one, but I've got tons of friends that have used them, and they are quite popular. So kind of depends on what you're wanting to do with it. That'd be a good one to look at for sure. Let's see other options in here. I mean, there's all sorts of. I'm not really familiar. I mean, there's a bunch of like QRP radios if you want to do low power that are lightweight and portable if you're going to go out into the park. So probably just kind of depends on what you're doing. When I was looking at mine, I'll pull up I built an Excel spreadsheet because that's just how I am. I'll pull this up here real quick so I can kind of look at my notes that I had. So the ones I was looking at. Let's see. I looked at the Yaesu 710, the DX10, the 991, the ICOM 7300, because I was looking for a base station. So I was kind of looking in that $1,000 to $1,200 price point. So those are the radios I was looking at. I think if you're looking for under $1,000, because you could still add a couple $100 tuner to this, and still be under $1,000. The other thing, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not, Yaesu builds, they've got an antenna system called an ATOS. Let me pull this up here and see if they've got, so here's like the 891 on Yaesu's site. But they've got do they link to it here? It is ATOS compatible. That's weird. They don't even link to it there. Hold on a second. I think the DX10 page does. Oh man, they changed your site a little bit. It's weird they don't link to the ATOS there. I thought they had links to the ATOSs. It's an antenna system that that Yaesu builds that's kind of got a tuner built in, but that 891 is ATOS compatible, so you can get that that ATOS antenna. I don't know why they're not linking to it on their under accessories. That's weird. I guess I'm just missing it. Where is the ATOS 120 is the antenna you'd be looking for there. Man, I wonder if they're getting ready to replace that or something. There's some really good YouTube videos out there on the ATOS if you want to check it out, Justin. So would encourage you to go take a look at that. So there's lots of options, but yeah, you can definitely find something for under $1,000. I don't know why the ATOS is not listed in here. That is so weird. Go back to DX Engineering here. They'll for sure have the ATAS. It's automatic. What is it? Automatic antenna tuning and auto tuning antenna system, I think is. But here's a picture of it. It's kind of got a motorized screwdriver mount in it. So there's kind of a picture of it. And I'm just on DX Engineering site, not a sponsor, but they usually have pretty good pictures and stuff. So you can pick that up for $400. It doesn't come with a mount, so you'd have to get a mount for it. But then you wouldn't necessarily need a tuner because you can just put the radio into ATOS mode and it'll tune that antenna for you. So something to check out. Great question though, Justin. And congrats again on the general. That's awesome. You'll have a lot of fun. So, all right, let's bring the radio audio back in. See if we can grab any more parks here. Great question, Justin. I appreciate you asking that. Run through the spots here again. If anybody else has any comments on their radio for Justin, throw those in the stream too. If you're just joining the stream, we've kind of been through the spots here for the Parks on the Air, but we're just not hearing a lot of folks on the air this morning. So a little bit of solar activity yesterday kind of wiped out the bands from what I was seeing on the POTA Facebook spots. Even the activators were having a lot of trouble, but if you heard somebody, you were fine. But This is seem to be holding through to today as well. Not a whole lot that we're hearing here. Oops, if I type my frequencies right. There we go. Awesome. Glad that was helpful, Justin. Glad to help. So, Kilo Romeo 4, Alpha Zulu Lima. That's awesome. Well, congrats again on the general, Justin. That's great. Yeah, I encourage you to check out. I mean, the great thing these days is there's tons of resources out there. Lots of good YouTube videos and radio reviews and things that folks have done. But yeah, if you're just asking my opinion off the cuff, I'd check out that FT891. Excuse me, FT891, and then you know, go do some research on it too. Make sure it's going to do what you want it to do. This is a DX spot. That's just somebody that's on the. Somebody's barely in there. That's all right. Curious, anybody else that's watching the stream this morning, if you've been hunting any parks, have you had any luck?
Judge Carter's off with a very sharp knife until you say that's enough. So
it's a rag chew.
Lots of fun. Take me.
Curious if others have had luck hunting parks this weekend with the band conditions being a little rough. No, I think we're gonna go digital, guys. Let's cut over and do some digital stuff. Give me a second here. I'm gonna get all my stuff switched over and pull up my digital applications here. All right, if I can hit the right button. So my digital app's going. Filler music for you here. Okay. All right, here we go. Got grid tracker up here. Get the call roster up. It's like 20 meters has some activity on it here. Filter this down to CQs. All right, I think we're up and going here. Say what, digital will kind of save your activations or your streams. All right, let's see what we got. We got some parks out here. Kind of shift my windows around here just a smidge. Bring my WSJTX up. Okay. All right, let's find an open slot on the waterfall. It's like, looks like maybe 1750. We could slide in there. All right, we got some POTA Parks in there too, so that's good. Appreciate you all joining this morning. Bummer we didn't get some more voice folks. Always like getting some SSB contacts on hunting POTA Parks, but I guess that's just the way the band conditions are today. Looks like all these POTA parks are activating or talking to stations already. No one's calling CQ POTA yet. There's one. Let's go get Kilo India 7, Lima Victor Zulu. It's like over in Idaho. Don't know what park they're at. They're not spotted. So you can see here in the call roster, it's the POTA park is question marks. If you're just joining the live stream, pop into the chat, say hello, let us know where you're watching from this morning. Well, I didn't see anything come back from that station. If you got any questions on my setup here or what I'm doing, if you've never done digital, oh, there he is. Oh, he's hearing me, minus 19, kind of right on the threshold there. Got any questions on never run digital before or kind of want to know what's going on, let me know. Last live stream, we had a great conversation around antennas and antenna setups in the backyard and different things, so that was a lot of fun. Hey, Blake, did you mention you got a Stream Deck? I did. It has helped me immensely. Last live stream I was doing, I was planning to do voice the entire time, and then we ended up going over to digital and realized I had left the radio audio in. So the nice thing about the Stream Deck is I can set all these macros to mute the radio, so that when I switch to digital, you guys aren't just hearing squealing FT8 sounds. So yeah, it worked really well. All right, we got Kilo India 7, Lima Victor Zulu into the log. And I'm going to just edit my logbook here. I know you guys can't see this. I'm just going to put that it was a POTA. And so I can go back and look in my Hunter log on the Parks on the Air website and see what park they were in. No, he didn't get my 73, so he sent me a RR back. I'll send him a 73 again. He was hearing me minus 19, so he's kind of right on the threshold. Yep, there he is. All right, you got that 73, so that's good. All right, we got one in the log today. It's better than zero. Chris, if you guys have been hunting parks, did you have to go digital? Are you getting anybody on voice? I think with the band conditions yesterday, it was probably a little bit rough. Looks like these other parks are still active. We are seeing some folks. That's good. In the grid tracker software, kind of in this upper right, just to the right of the map, you can kind of see a graph of the bands and the activity on it. So it looks like 20 meters is about the only thing where we've got spots coming in. So awesome. No POTA activation. Today's the day I move into college. 20 meters was rough yesterday. Yeah, it was tough. There were a couple dozen parks spotted, and I went through and I didn't hear a single one. I only had a couple minutes in the morning just to kind of be up here real quick and check things out, but I didn't hear a single park, so I definitely know it was rough. And I saw some activators post in the Parks on the Air Facebook group that they were having some tough times out in the park. So, well, awesome. Congrats on the move into college. I know that is this time of year for sure. So school's starting back up. So good luck. What curious what you plan to study if you know. Would love to kind of hear what your plans are. So let's see here. I'm gonna slide my transmit up here just a smidge. I'm getting a decode on somebody in that slot, which is fine. I'm not calling CQ, so I can move around. The Fox and Amateur says, engineering technology is my major. Originally, it was going to be electrical engineering. Awesome. Well, good luck. That'll be fun. So, yeah, I originally was going to do computer engineering. I thought I wanted to do computer engineering for a really long time. And then ended up kind of pivoting right before. It was like my spring semester, my senior year of high school, and ended up pivoting. I ended up going into business. I did management information systems, which at the time there was kind of 3 technology paths when I was doing it. And there was kind of computer science, there was computer engineering, and then management information systems. I ended up shifting and doing management information systems, and gave me a lot of flexibility. It definitely got the programming aspects of computer science, but also gave me some of the business stuff, which has helped too. So slide my transmit up here again. I missed Kilo Mike 6 Tango Alpha Uniform calling CQ POTA. We'll see if they decode again. Oh, there's Kilo 4 Echo Bravo. Let's try them. Well, good luck with engineering technology, Fox. That'll be fun. Thanks for joining us today. If you're joining the live stream, you just joined us. We're hunting some POTA Parks. We switched over to digital. The band conditions are a little rough on the voice side, so see if we can snag some on the digital side today. So pop into the chat if it's safe to do so. Hopefully you're not out driving and watching the stream, but if you're safe to do so, let us know where you're watching from today. Love to give you a shout out. Appreciate everybody supporting the live streams here. It's just fun hanging out with everybody and chatting, know what's going on. I don't think Kilo 4 Echo Bravo is hearing me. I'll shift my transmit maybe down here into this 350 slot. That might overlap with him a little. Shift back down to 2700 hertz here. So it looks like from the map here, I've got the spots view on. So he's just wrapping up a 73 there. I've got the spots view on, so all these lines kind of coming out of the middle here, other stations that have heard me. So looks like it's mostly in the United States today. So not a lot of DX. Some of these out over here, -5, -17. So not completely dead. So what's everybody been up to this weekend? Anybody doing anything fun? Anything exciting? Anything new and fun in amateur radio? Other than me getting my stream deck set up here, that was kind of my fun over the last week. I was out of town last weekend, so we didn't do a live stream last weekend. So back at it today. Had some family over yesterday, so wasn't able to do a live stream yesterday. But I think with the band conditions, it probably wouldn't have been very very entertaining or fun yesterday anyway. So figured do one Sunday morning here and see how things are. I still hear Kilo Kilo 4 Echo Bravo. See if he calls CQ again, and we'll jump in there. Last one was -9, so it should be doable. There's a CQ POTA. Oh, he was -20. This is probably going to be a little rough. I'll try him once. And Kilo Mike 6, Tango Alpha Uniform. Out in a park in California, looks like. See if they heard me. They're -20 for me, so it's kind of right on the edge for me. Yeah, but I didn't get a decode back from them. You can see the ones here in purple on the call roster up here in the, got kind of sorted by POTA, so we got POTA folks at the top. If I get a new grid square or something, though, I'll jump on those too. Already got Kilo India 7. Already got that one. Yeah, last time on the live stream we were talking about antennas and setup, and I think we figured out might be able to do a kind of a long wire end fed, maybe as a alternative antenna in my backyard, but that was a lot of fun. Chatting through different antenna setups, and I tell you, there's never a shortage of things to do with this hobby. That's what makes it fun. TAU came up to -16. That might be doable. And I think somebody's right on top of them, just a little over, so we'll see what we get here. We could always just call CQ too and see what contacts we get. I had a question after the stream last weekend about, or the last live stream, which was 2 weekends ago, what the different colors mean. And in WSJTX, you can set these colors to be kind of whatever you want them to be. I've got it set up. These green ones are folks that I've made contacts with before, or I have a logged contact with. The blue are new calls for me, but not a new grid square. And so then they show up a different color, like orange would be a new grid square. Some of the DX and new continents and things like that will show up a different color, but you can customize those colors and set them up kind of any way you want them to be. Some people have different colors for a new call on band and all that stuff. With a little bit of a compromised antenna setup, I'm not as worried about calls on band, so I have some of those turned off. So, all right, there's a CQ POTA. It's Tango Alpha Uniform -18 now. We'll see if we can snag them. There's somebody really close to their slot they're on, so we'll see if we're able to grab them or not. Interesting. Some spots on 15 meters have jumped up. We could Looks like PSK reporter showing a bunch of spots on 15, so maybe 15 opened up. We'll see. I think Kilo Mike 6 Tango Alpha uniform is going to be a little low for me. I think they're hearing me. We tried twice. Tried a couple times before. I guess one time before that didn't come back. Always worth a try, though. Have folks been, if you've been doing any POTA hunting, you've been doing digital this weekend, or how folks, any luck on voice? Kind of curious what everybody's experience has been. That's kind of weird to see that 15-meter PSK reporter spike all of a sudden. 20 meters was definitely higher here just when we got started. We can hang out here on digital for a little while, and then we can go back through the voice spots again, too. I'll take a peek at the spots on the voice side. Still got some folks in there. I went all the way through those spots multiple times this morning and nothing. Oh, TAU is trying to get back to me. I heard you. Trying for a minute and a half to get to me. Finally decoded him. I think because somebody was in his slot, I wasn't able to get a clean decode on that weaker signal. We'll go back to him. We'll see if he hears me. Take a look at their QRZ page. Bill. I'll look them up in my log, see if I've worked them before. Twice before. One on my old call sign and one on my current call sign. Both were digital and both in parks. So, and both in that park, 4578, US 4578. So, must be their home park. All right, Bill, I'm trying. Might shift my transmit here. Maybe he's hearing somebody in my slot. It's like maybe 2300 would be open. Let's try that. It's like somebody's overlapping them just a smidge too. Slide up 2350. Looks like somebody came up there just overlapping 2300. Well, it's been almost 2 minutes since I've heard him. This might be a busted call. Looks like the rain's moving out of the area. That'll help. Getting a lot of lightning static crashes on the voice side earlier. Here's some thunder outside. Not sure if that came through on the mic or not. Wasn't close, but distant thunder, but definitely some storms in the area. All right. Sorry, Bill. I think we busted here. We tried. All right. What else we got here? No new grid squares. At a special event station, Kilo 4 Foxtrot. Kilo 4 Foxtrot. Look them up real quick on QRZ. Looks like it's a club call. a lot of state fairs and stuff going on this time of year, so worked some state fair special event call signs out there. So there they are. Let's see if we can grab them. Come here. Kilo 4 Foxtrot. Stroke Mike Mike. Kilo 4 Foxtrot. I'm going to try the Mike Mike on it and see if we get... Well, they don't have any... They had some stuff on their QRZ page for the Georgia QSO party, but... Hey, they heard me. Slide up here to 2600. Looks like somebody kind of came up overlap at me here. I'll slide up. That burst on 15 of those spots went away, so that was just an anomaly. Still a few spots on 15, but... All right, Kilo 4 Fox stroke Mike Mike. We got him in the log, so... Got a couple in the log today, so not completely skunked. Like that's the second one. Yeah, 2 calls. 2 calls so far. We are 42, almost 43 minutes into the stream, and we have 2 calls logged. So if that's any indication of the band conditions today. That's all right. We're having fun. Even a slow day at the radio is better than no day at the radio. So now, one thing I am thankful for, I know digital's not everybody's cup of tea, and you know, that's fine. That's what's great about this hobby is you can do different things, but I love the fact that, you know, voice was a bust this morning and we've got this digital option to make some contacts. So question for Blake. Sometimes it be that way. Is it the storm? It can be a little bit of the storm, at least like static crashes when you're hearing the audio and stuff. That can impact things. The probably more impactful is the solar activity that happened yesterday. So just kind of wiping out the bands a little bit. And depending on what happens, it impacts the bands differently. I'm no solar expert, but certainly the resources on the internet, things are a lot better than it used to be when I first started out in the hobby. So you get almost near real-time information on kind of solar activity. So yep, it can depend. What are band conditions listed today? I should take a look. Let's see, 20 meters. Yeah, listed as fair. So yeah, it can be that way sometimes. I am happy to see there are some POTA Parks out there, folks out in parks trying to activate today. And we can just call CQ here too. We can definitely not seeing any new grid squares. I'm seeing Hawaii though. Try and grab them. Let's grab a Hawaii. Whiskey Hotel 6 Sierra. Richard in Hawaii. Worked them twice before, once with my old call sign. Let's see, once last month, too, on FT8. On 17 meters, not 20. Zoom in the map, you can see the line building out here to Hawaii. About 4,000 miles. They are just approaching sunrise out there, so you can see the gray line here on the map. What is that? I think we had a power issue. Good thing I got a UPS. We're still alive. That was fun. Give me a second. Yeah, I had a little bit of a power blip here. Well, I've got my internet on UPS. I got the radio here on UPS, although it won't power things for very long, but at least keep a blip from taking us off the air. Justin asked, do you attend any Hamfests? I do. I try to. I went to one here in Kansas City was it earlier this spring. That was really good. I've not attended Dayton or any of the big ones. Let's see, is it Huntsville that's coming up? That's a really big one. I'd love to get like to one of those big ones sometime, but yeah, I do. And the cool thing is there's large Hamfests, there's small Hamfests. The one I went to here in town was relatively small, a few hundred people, but they had a really good presentation on Parks on the Air and introducing hams to Parks on the Air program and kind of how it works and how you can hunt and how you can go out into a park and activate. And they're kind of showing their setup for going out into the park. So I do love attending Hamfest when I can. So I do need to get to one of the big ones, though. I would love to get out to like Dayton or Huntsville, or there's one in Orlando. It's a big one. So yeah, it's always fun to kind of meet people you interact with on the radio from time to time and put a face with a name. All right, I'm going to wait for this. There's one, November 3, Foxtrot Echo in Philadelphia. I didn't get that Hawaii contact, but we tried. So great question, Justin. How about you? Have you been at any Hamfest? I'm not sure what part of the country you're in. If you've attended any Hamfests or anything you like. There's some folks very active here in Kansas City that do Parks on the Air, and it was fun to meet them in the POTA class, and then after the class just chatting with them one-on-one. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I always learn new things and different ways of doing things and people sharing their stories. It's always a lot of fun. Hamcation. Yeah, that's the one in Orlando I was trying to think of. That's awesome. Well, yeah, that's definitely a fun one to go to, I'm sure. Yeah, that'd be a fun one. Orlando's easy to get to from Kansas City too, so that'd be a fun one to grab a flight down to and attend sometime. Yeah, Huntsville is coming up next week. That'll be fun. I know a lot of the big YouTubers and kind of people active on social media will be down there, so all the folks will be down there. Yep, you're absolutely right. Yeah, lots of YouTubers have all sorts of activities. Vaughn and Julie from POTA Power, I think they're going to be there, so that'll be fun. I think they're coming up on their 1-year anniversary. They're going to be doing like a big live stream. If you haven't checked out their channel, it's POTA Power on YouTube, and they're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways and stuff for their kind of 1-year anniversary of their first YouTube live stream. I think that's coming up this week, so watch out for that. Those guys are a lot of fun. In fact, Vaughn, Kilo Golf for Victor Echo Tango, is one of the voices I used in my introduction. If you didn't see the intro that I put together for this live stream, kind of cut together some audio of making contacts with folks, and one of the folks in one of the responses giving me a call back, so it's kind of fun. Well, have fun at Hamfest when you get to them. So, Justin, are you going to Huntsville? Be curious if you're planning to attend or not. If you're down in the Orlando area, it's probably not a too terrible of a drive. we got Dell calling CQ POTA. November 2, November Whiskey Kilo. If you've done any Parks on the Air work, chances are you may have encountered Dell. He works lots of multiple parks simultaneously. Looks like he's working somebody. I'm going to stop my transmit. Oh, Justin's not going to Huntsville. Yeah, it sounds like fun. Yeah, I'm guessing there will be folks doing park activations as part of the Hamfest or around the Hamfest, so it'd be fun to get some folks on the air. I'll slide up here just a little bit and see if somebody came up there on 2600. I'm gonna slide up to 2650 here. So in this one, November 2, November Whiskey Kilo was kind of in that 1001 slot, but somebody else is really close to them calling CQ. Okay, I'm still hearing them. Minus 16. Looks like that slot might be just a little crowded. Somebody overlapping. All right, Kilo 3, Whiskey Hotel Delta. He's minus 20. That's going to be kind of on the edge. I haven't had any luck with some of those weaker signals this morning, especially with band conditions, so I'll probably wait on that one. What else we got here? No POTAs. We did have a new grid square in Canada coming in at 0. That'd probably be doable. If they call CQ on this next cycle, I'll see if I can grab them. There they are. See if we can get Victor Echo 2, Zulu India Mike from Manitoba. Looks like on the chart here, you can see the graph just straight north of me here. See if they hear me. They did hear me. Minus 7. Come back to them with a minus 9. At the end of the live stream today, I'll show you. I got a couple QSL cards in the mail this week and got return ones on their way out the door, but I'd mean to do that. The last couple live streams is showing some of the cards I've got in the mail, which is always fun. All right, we got Kevin, Victor Echo 4, Zulu India Mike in the log. Send them back at 73. Always love getting QSL cards in the mail, and people have just great pictures on them, and especially with the growth of Parks on the Air, lots of folks will do pictures from parks that they've activated, and it's really cool to see those. But if I ever make a QSO with you and you'd like a card, I will always return a card if I get one. Don't have to send a self-addressed envelope or anything like that. I'll send you one back. Let's go back up. We still got 3 POTAs we're hearing. All 3 are in a conversation. Let's see what else we can get here. So we got a CQDX, some Canadian stations, a couple new calls, not new grid squares. All right, we got like 7 parks showing up now. None calling CQ, but just kind of showing the band conditions fluctuating a little bit. Let's go look at my hunter log on the POTA site. Had a couple, the last couple days they were digital and I didn't have their park. Nope, they haven't uploaded yet. It's okay. There's Dell again. Let's try and get November 2, November Whiskey Kilo. Pretty strong station overlapping just slightly, but probably not enough to wipe him out. We'll see if we can get him in the log. I think sometimes Dell gets he's in the Metro DC area. I think there's like a 5 fur or a 6 fur park that he does, which is pretty incredible. That's probably the highest I've ever had. See how many times have I worked Dell? Let's see, I got 25 in the log. I should check out his webpage or his QRZ page. Dell's got pictures from him operating in the parks and all the references he's done. 153,000 lookups on his call sign, so definitely an active one. It's fun as you start doing parks on the air more and more. You start to hear a lot of familiar voices and call signs. It's a lot of fun. I know when I go out to the park and I hear call signs of activators I've grabbed, it's always fun. It's like, oh, I know that call sign. Well, no luck with Dell here. My watchdog timer fired, so. Slide down here to 1800 for my slot. Oh, nope, somebody just came up on that. All right, let me see, where can I go here? Maybe 250 might be open. All right, no luck on getting Dell in the log yet. It's coming in strong though, minus 11. That's not terrible for digital. Always flip up and try FT4 too. If the band is somewhat open, you can usually snag some folks on FT4. For whatever reason, FT8 seems to have more of the traffic than FT4 does. There are no POTA spots on FT4. Everybody is FT8, looks like. According to Grid Tracker, I'm only seeing 2 parks right now. Nope, now 3. Turn my spots back on so I can kind of see where my signal's getting out. See the lines on the Grid Tracker map? Let me know if anyone's got any questions on the setup. Got some questions after the last live stream about how to get started on digital, and lots of good resources out there on YouTube on getting things set up for your radio and all of that. It is, when I first loaded WSJTX, it was a little overwhelming, but well, kind of go slow and, you know, set your transmit to be manual and take your time and figure things out. But some people have done some really good walkthroughs on kind of getting started with FT8. And there's other programs. I think WSJTX is probably the most popular, but there are others out there. All right, I got a CQ POTA from Kilo 4, Charlie Alpha Echo. Worked David. How many times have I worked David before? 9 times before. Not sure what park he's at, but was calling CQ POTA. He's overlapping with a strong signal. I'm not sure if anybody's gonna. Not sure if he's gonna hear me. He's getting wiped out by somebody there. See the bright red on the waterfall there, right in the middle. Oh, maybe that is them at 12 dB. Wow, booming in from South Carolina. See if they call CQ here. Nope, he came back to somebody else that was calling him. Let's see who else we can get. Still looks like all the spots are on 20 meters. So I think we're in the right spot here at band conditions today. If the park activators start to dry up, we'll grab some of these other folks that would be new in my call log. When I stream with y'all, I like to get POTA Parks if possible. Kilo 4 Charlie Alpha Echo is a pretty active Parks on the Air participant. See if they call CQ here. Oh, he's spotted now. 2913 is the park they're in. Not a new park for me, but be a QSO in the log. Here's a POTA. Let's see if we can get November Romeo Lima. November 2, November Romeo Lima. Up in New York State. Alan Treman State Park, looks like. They were a little light for me, minus 17. We'll see if they can hear me. Still decoding okay. I see some activity on the waterfall. He's working somebody else. I'll stop my transmit here. I'm still decoding though. Minus 12 that time. That should be doable. Looks like the rain's starting to move out of the area here. Those thunderstorms that moved through here earlier. Oh, you know what I can do? I can turn on the actually turn on the radar on the grid tracker view, so you can kind of see these are some of those storms that came through earlier. Otherwise, I would have live streamed sooner this morning. Kind of waited for the lightning to move out of the area. We could still hear the lightning on the radio, but there he is. November 2, November Romeo Lima heard me. Although somebody came up on my transmit. Let's see. Next go around, I'll slide up to 350. My antenna's pretty low in the yard. I mean, it's, I think, got an off-center fed dipole. It's probably up about 9 feet under the eave of the house, but still don't love to have the radio connected when it's lightning in there. We got a ton of tall trees and things, so just play it safe. But we could certainly hear the lightning on the radio. You can hear that for several hundred miles when we were on voice earlier. All right, we got November 2, November Romeo Lima in the log. Put their park in now that they got spotted. They are in Park US 2002 in New York State. All right, somebody came up on my transmit here. Let me slide back up. Find a clean open slot here. Slide up to 2850. That looks pretty clean. There's a CQ POTA Kilo 3 Whiskey Hotel Delta. Worked them one time before with my old call sign. April of 2024. Don't believe they were in a park that time. At least I didn't log a park. All right, somebody's calling me Whiskey Mike 8 Quebec. I'll see if Kilo 3 Whiskey Hotel Delta hears me. Let this decode cycle come through. If not, we'll go back to call Whiskey Mike. Nope, I didn't get a decode on them. All right, let's go back to Whiskey Mike 8 Quebec. John, I worked him before with my old call sign. May of 2024. He's hearing me +1. Got him -10. Got them in the log. From Wyoming. Zoom this map back out so we're not quite so zoomed in. Take a peek at the POTA spot page here on the data filter. I know I'm not showing the web browser. I'm just taking a peek here off to the side, but most everybody, all but about 4 activators are spotted on 20 meters FT8. So this is where everybody's hanging out today, at least if they have digital capability. Probably going to be our best shot at getting some POTA folks in the log today. If you're joining the live stream, pop into the chat. Let us know where you're watching from today. Some good conversation so far today, asking about starter HF radios and Hamfests and all sorts of fun. Love chatting with you guys. Any fun ham radio projects you have going on in your shack? Got a few more POTA Parks showing up in the call roster here. Mike Golf Yankee, Kilo 5 Mike Golf Yankee. Did I miss them calling CQ? That was 57 seconds ago, so may have dropped off. All right, let me find a new transmit here. Somebody came up real close. Let's try 2600. We'll jump into 2600 here for the transmit. Somebody's at 2650, so fit in there nicely. At least it's quiet for me. Not seeing anybody on that slot. Question came up last time, like, trying to find an open slot. Definitely, if you're doing digital, check this box, hold transmit frequency, especially if you're hunting POTA activators. When I've been out in parks before, you know, you get somebody that's not holding TX frequency, and then they start, so they're on top of you, but they're alternating time slots, which is fine. But then they start calling CQ, and then somebody jumps on their time slot, and then you're just buried. So definitely check that hold transmit frequency. Kind of a best practice there. All right, hearing, let's see. November Radio Lima, we already got them in log. Any other POTAs here? I'll slide up to 2750, getting a little crowded here in this time slot. Since I'm not actively transmitting, I'm just doing hunt and pounce. I might as well. I'll yield my slot. Easy to do. I know some people say, like, you know, this FT8 isn't fun. I don't, because you're not doing anything. I don't know. You're always watching your transmit frequency. You're kind of shuffling around. You're watching who's calling CQ. You're, I don't know. Wouldn't say, sure, I guess you could automate a bunch of stuff, but like I've got mine set up to turn off the transmit after a 73. So like I have to manually, you know, double click a call to call them back. I'm not doing anything automated. So I enjoy it, especially with my limited antenna setup, kind of a compromised antenna. I certainly think I mentioned this on one of the last streams before that I wouldn't have been able to get my DXCC without having digital capability. Certainly got a lot of DX entities on voice through various contests and things, but digital just definitely helped fill in the gap for some of those rarer entities. The other thing that's nice about digital too is like if you've got a language barrier, and you know you can still get contacts into those entities. So, all right, Kilo Yankee 4, Kilo Papa, got them logged. They were a POTA. I don't know what park they're in. I don't think they're spotted, so I'm just going to log this in my logbook as a generic POTA. I'll go back and check the hunter log later. See if when they upload what park they're in. Not a requirement for a hunter. I like to log the parks in my logbook. If I know what they are, I know I don't have a perfect log. And the authoritative source is the POTA website. So sometimes you'll see somebody spotted in a park, but then when you look at your hunter log, you'll find they were in a 3-fur. So you'll see 3 different parks. So I know my log is not comprehensive of everything, but something I like to do. I just leave a note in the comment field in my log that it was a POTA, and that's kind of my trigger to go look them up in a few days and see if I can determine what park they were in. All right, here's a new POTA, Kilo Echo 7, Whiskey Yankee Golf. New activator for me in a new grid square and a POTA park. So here in the -16, that should be doable. See if they can hear me. I didn't get a good decode in that slot they were in. Oh, -23 on that one. Little bit of a fading there. I don't know if we'll get them. I'll try twice here. And looks like they're in a QSO right now. I'll just send my call one more time, turn off the transmit here, and see if we're able to decode them here for a couple of cycles. Still getting a little activity on the waterfall for him. -22. That's still pretty weak. It did say 73. Let's see if they call CQ again. Looks like Kilo 4 Fox is on that same frequency slot. Somebody came up overlapping them a little bit here. Might have to try that activator in a little bit. We'll see. There's another POTA for me. November 7, Alpha Bravo Victor. New activator for me. Out in California at US 3523. State recreation area out there. Came back to somebody else there. I'll stop my transmit. When I've done digital out in parks before, you know, I know some people just call, and that's fine. There's no problem with that. The software will sort. You can set the software to determine what you want to prioritize as far as who you go back to first, but it can be a little overwhelming if you've got a bunch of decodes coming in. You got 8 stations calling you, so I try not to overwhelm the activators too much. I know what it's like to be on the other side. There are such things as pileups on digital as well. I see some folks will even put their WSJTX like into Foxhound mode. Allows them to kind of manage probably the queues a little bit easier if you've got a pileup, but I know it's typically only meant for de-expeditions and things like that, but slide up here, slide down to 2600. Somebody was kind of coming up on the waterfall where I was at. Like to get that November 7 Alpha Bravo Victor. Check my grid tracker map here and see where I've got needed grid squares. I've got like 3,000 some grid squares on digital, and still quite a few to go. Toggle that off. Makes that map hard to look at, I think. I'm going to guess digital is saving some activations today. Check this spotting page again. Still mostly FT8 on 20 meters. That seems to be where the bulk of people are spotted on the POTA page. A couple on 17, one on 15, one on 12, and 2 on 10 meters. 10 meters are DX. I think we're in the right spot for the best luck to get POTA Parks today. All right, November 6, Alpha Charlie Alpha. Worked them once with my old call sign, January of 24. Hearing them minus 21. Hopefully they can hear me okay. Right on the edge for me. Usually somebody calls me out of the blue. They need my grid square, or I need my state or county. So I always try to go back to those folks if they give me a call. Let's slide down here to 1150 if they don't come back to me. Especially since they're kind of right on the cusp. As long as somebody doesn't come up on top of them for me. Trying to get back to you, Aaron. Oh, he heard me. Good. All right. Aaron, we got you with my Alpha Fox Zero Fox call. Got you in the log. I'll take a peek at the voice spots. There are people still spotted on voice. All right, we'll hang out here a little bit longer on digital and we'll go... you didn't hear my RR73. I can pop back up to 2550 if that worked for him. Ah, there they got me. Good. All right, let's see if we can get any of these others. Got some more POTA Parks popping up, so there are some folks out there. Hotel Sierra Romeo's at Park 11090. Here and then -1. See if we can get Kilo 7 Hotel Sierra Romeo. They are in Utah. Is that a new park for me? I'm going to take a peek here real quick, see if that's a new park for me. Look at my Hunter log on the POTA page. I know I'm not sharing the browser, but there's only so much real estate for the stream here. No, it is a new park for me. Don't have anybody there. Love to get them if we could. Be a brand new park entity for me. Don't think they're hearing me. Turn off my transmit after this cycle. Oh, they did hear me. Heard me -16. Got them -4. Looks a little congested on the frequency they're on. We'll see if... Looks like the decode's still happening. See a little bit of color under the green bracket here. No, he's not hearing me. Hang on there, Scott. I'm trying to get to you. Kilo 7 Hotel Sierra Romeo. Be a new park for me. Love to get it in the log. Try shifting my transmit too. Getting another decode on top of that frequency, so it's probably making it troublesome to get a decode on there. I'll shift to 2300. I'll see if maybe I can luck out and get a decode on me, or they can get a decode on me. Yeah, he went to another station. That's fine. Tried twice. Now somebody came up on 2300. Hop up to 2550. Love to get that new park entity though. See how many park unique entities I'm up to. 2179, 2,179. Looks like my next award would be at 2,500 unique parks. As you start to get up into the couple thousand, it's a little slower crawl to get those unique entities, but appreciate all the activators being out there and activating new parks. And there's new parks coming online all the time, so. It was definitely fun to see the transition into the 5-digit U.S. park entities. So it's only been in the last couple of years that's happened. So definitely opportunities for new unique entities for sure. Let's see, Kilo Mike 6 Tango Alpha uniform, calling CQ POTA. They're minus 20. It's going to be on the cusp. Could try Charlie Alpha Echo again. They're still strong. Justin asking, do you get on DMR, FSF, or D-Star? I do get on DMR from time to time. When I was kind of getting back into ham radio a couple years ago, oh good, Charlie Alpha Echo heard me. You know, some of the DMR stuff had come onto the scene since I had kind of taken a break from the hobby for a while, and figured that out. I got a Anytone 878 handheld, and then a hotspot that I configured. So kind of figuring out that was interesting and kind of a new challenge. Programming DMR is a little interesting. Just it takes a little bit to get figured out, but that was a lot of fun. So I still get on DMR from time to time. Great question. There is a POTA talk group on DMR. I'm not sure how active it is. I've had it on a couple of times and heard a little bit of activity, but I'm not sure generally how active it is. What DMR talk groups do you like? The big one I like is one called KC Wide. If you search up Kansas City Wide, I think they call it America's Kansas City Wide. It's a very popular one. It's based out of Kansas City, but it's got a lot of worldwide participation. There's a lot of really cool international folks that participate on that talk group. So it's very active. If you're on Brandmeister, it's 313136 is the identifier for it. So great question. Yeah, that's a fun one if you just want to listen to some folks. There's always activity on it. There's several repeaters here in Kansas City that are on the network too. So you can definitely hear lots of folks participating in that. And they have a really good website too with like all their nets. I think like every day of the week they've got some sort of net that goes on. They've got a digital net. They've got an early morning kind of coffee net. I think it starts at like 4 a.m. Kansas City time. So there's folks on there kind of all hours. It's really popular. So that's probably the one I spend most of the time on. There's another one here in Kansas City called BYRG, Backyard Repeater Group. So there's some activity on that one. There's some repeaters that are in that network. So you'll see some activity on that one. But I think to Justin's question, that definitely is my most favorite is Kansas City Wide. And it's DMR Talk Group 313136. Great question. All right, I'm going to get Kilo 4 Charlie Alpha Echo logged. They were in Park 2913 in South Carolina. We got them in the log. So yeah, definitely check it out. You can Google their webpage, and they've got kind of all their details there. And it's linked into several networks. So they've got Wires X connectivity. They've got D-Star. They've got DMR. They got a P25 connection in there too. So I think they recently even added M17, which is a fairly newer digital protocol. So there's some, I think think I saw some M17 activity getting looped in there too. They've got a really active Facebook group too, so you can join the Facebook group and lots of folks interact in there too. So yeah, it's a fun group on there. Great question, Justin. I should do a live stream with some DMR sometime. I know some other folks do that. I could certainly do that sometime too. I do like the HF stuff, but the DMR is fun too. And it was a fun challenge to learn how to program the radios. It's a little bit different from what I was used to on the analog side, but it was a good challenge. And to finally figure it out was fun. And the nice thing too with a hotspot, you can kind of tune in a lot of different things from all over the world. So I mean, there's statewide talk groups, there's all sorts of activity in that space. So it's a lot of fun. How about you, Justin? Do you have any favorite DMR talk groups you like to get on if you're active there? Or anybody else that's watching too. Love to hear had any luck on DMR. Slide up here, 2650. Somebody came up. There's another POTA, Whiskey Yankee 7, Golf Uniform Sierra. Worked them one time last month. They're in a different park this time, Montana. Worked them on 30 meters. See if we can snag them in a new park here on 20 meters. I worked them FT8. Yeah, it was FT8 on 30 meters. Ah, yeah, very good, Justin. Florida statewide, Orlando Hamcation, Skywarn Hurricane Watch. Yeah, and you're kind of coming into hurricane season here now too, so I'm sure that hurricane one will be interesting. I'll have to check those out. It'd be interesting, obviously, being up here in the Midwest to hear some of the hurricane coverage. Occasionally I'll hear some of the activity on HF, on voice. Obviously, being up here, I can hear the Caribbean pretty well, so some of those maritime weather nets are interesting to listen into. I saw a news article yesterday. They were talking about the temperature of the Gulf just being super, super warm right now. So I guess like was it almost in the 90s Fahrenheit? That's like bathwater temperature, but yikes, that could be kind of interesting for hurricane season for sure. I'm going to try Whiskey Yankee 7 Golf Uniform Sierra again. See if we can get them. Kind of caught the tail end of that transmit cycle. I'm not sure if they get the decode on me or not. Ah, they did. Good deal. Heard me minus 15. I'm hearing them minus 14. Pretty balanced there. Get another POTA Park in the log. All right. Got Jeff in the log again. From US 4501 in Montana. Glad we've gotten some folks in the log today. Or not even at 10 yet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're at 9. 9 folks in the log. I guess better than 0. And we're just having fun hanging out. See, we got 2 of these 4 in the call roster already in the log. This one in New York is minus 16. It's not terrible. And then a Kilo 5 Mike Golf Yankee. There's 3 plus 3. That should be doable. Let's go down to 2849. 2849. See if we can decode on them. See if we can catch them calling CQ. They're just calling CQ. They didn't have POTA on there, but they're spotted POTA, so that's why they didn't jump out at me when they were calling CQ. They are spotted, though. 2996. I don't think I've ever gotten Joe. All right, Joe heard me. That's good. Let's see. I've worked Joe twice. Once in 24, once in 25. But I don't think ever in a park. So this will be our first time getting a digital QSO in the park. All right, got an RR73. We'll send them back a 73. I will get them logged. POTA, US 2996 in Texas. All right, that's our 10th one in the log, so we didn't get completely skunked today. Over 90 minutes into the stream and we have 10 in the log. There's been times we've had dozens by then. Justin says, Noah says Tampa's up to 90 Fahrenheit. Man, eesh, that is warm. Yep. Yeah, Gulf water temperature. Yeah. Yeah, that is a bathwater Gulf temperature for sure. I'm gonna go take a peek at the voice spots here. See where we've got folks spotted. We'll maybe go back and try voice before we wrap up the stream. We're having some luck here on digital, so I'm fine hanging out here for a little bit. Let's see, there's a November 6 Charlie Oscar Papa calling CQ. Slide my transmit up here to 2700. Somebody came up on 2650. See if we can get Kilo Yankee 4 Kilo Papa. We tried them earlier. Didn't know what park they're on or they were at, but see if we can get them this time. Looks like from the grid square. Might be Georgia. Where have I worked them from before? I've already worked them today. Shoot, I forgot that. All right, I'm going to stop my transmit. My bad. Sorry, Chad. You pay attention to what I'm doing here. That's the one thing I wish it would do. Like, if I've got somebody in the logs and they're a frequent activator, they'll show up green because they're in my WSJTX log. And Grid Tracker will show if I've worked the POTA entity in the UTC day or not. So I kind of use the combination of those, but I don't think, yeah, they're not spotted. So it wasn't crossing off the POTA entity for me. So I need to do a better job of paying attention to that. That was my fault. Dupes do happen. I mean, I've had that happen when I've been activating before, which is fine. POTA handles that when you upload the logs, but definitely don't want to take a contact away from somebody else if I can avoid it. Trying to get the park entity or something like that. Slide down to 2550. I'm seeing some activity on the slot I'm in. A handful of POTA Parks popping up here. Got the call roster. I normally sort this call roster by signal, strongest signal on top, but I've been sorting by the POTA entity, so we can see the POTA folks at the top for the live stream. Certainly not seeing a lot of new grid squares today. I can kind of see my spotting lines. There's Charlie, Oscar, Papa. Oops. Dang it. Oh, that was a different POTA. Didn't click the line I wanted to, but it is a POTA, so. That's one thing I wish was different in WSJTX too. If you get somebody that's got a slightly off clock and decode jumps in, so like you can get the transmit cycle will hit the 15-second time slot, and then you go to double click, and then the window will jump on you between the click and the double click. So that gets me for some reason. Looks like they're working somebody else. Be a new activator for me, though. Kilo Quebec 4 Uniform Fox Echo. I'll stop my transmit here so I'm not burying them. All right, RR73. One more transmit cycle here. We'll see if... Sometimes they'll come back to you if you're in their list. Depends on how bombarded they're getting. Sitting in the park sometimes on a small laptop screen can be a lot to kind of hit you all at once. So certainly been on the other side of it too. Yep, they're working another station, which is fine. Hats off to folks that are going out and activating in the parks, even when the band conditions are less than ideal. There's a new POTA entity, Kilo Echo 7 Whiskey Yankee Golf. I think we tried them earlier, but we didn't get a QSO. New activator, unknown park, but a new grid square for me. Yeah, yesterday when I was up here, just briefly before some family came over, like I said, there were a couple dozen people spotted, but I didn't hear a single one. In fact, my waterfall on 20 was almost completely dead. So hats off to folks still going out there, even though the band conditions aren't ideal. Can't hunt without the activators. Activators can't activate without the hunters, so it takes both sides. All right, they heard me. Got me +2. Oh, they dropped to -20. If they can hear me okay. As long as nobody comes up on top of the slot they're in. right, they heard me. Get them in the log. Don't know what park they're in, but we got them in the log. I got flagged as a POTA. We'll go look them up later. There's Kilo 5, Charlie Alpha, -20. That one's a little on the edge, too. I'd like to get Kilo 7, Hotel Sierra Romeo. It's a new park for me in Utah. Tried a few minutes ago, didn't have any luck. Sometimes persistence is key. It's gotta keep trying. It's okay to move on to others and come back too. Go check the data spots on the POTA page again. Still looks like most, I don't see any FT4. Looks like most people still are on 20 meters. Got a couple DX stations on 40 meters, which is probably their nighttime. One DX on 15 meters, 2 DX on 10 meters. I get Kilo Yankee 4, Kilo Papa. Yep, I did. Got to be careful on some of these that are unspotted calling CQs, and my normal check of a dupe is sometimes will let me down. Hearing all these POTAs pretty strong. Nobody super low. There was one -20 that came in a little while ago, but at least all the ones that are identified as POTA are, looks like -17 might be the worst of the ones in my list. It's not terrible. Well, that Kilo 1 Romeo Hotel coming in +10. It's a strong one. Not a POTA, but sometimes waiting for these 15-second decode slots can be a little like watching paint dry, but that's why I like FT4 just half the time, but it seems like most everybody hangs out on FT8. I do like to go to FT4 though if FT8's like super packed, if the band is super open and there's lots of people there, I'll pop to FT4 and grab some folks over there. It's usually way less people, but if you're trying to fight for a slot to transmit, it's a little less crowded on FT4. All right, let's see if we can get November 6th, Charlie, Oscar, Papa. Still know what park they're at. Grid square showing either Colorado or Utah. See if they hear me. -10, I'm hearing them pretty decent. Yeah, they didn't hear me that time. Let's try one more time. They're pretty bright on the waterfall. Came there +1 that time. Yep, he's working somebody else. Turn my transmit off here and we'll see if he comes back. Thanks for joining me on the live stream today. Appreciate you all hanging out. A little after noon here, Central Time in Metro Kansas City. Before we wrap up the live stream, I'll probably go try voice again. I'm still seeing a decent amount of people spotted over on voice. We tried that earlier in the live stream. It was, I don't think we heard a single POTA on voice anyway. Several spotted, but we came over to digital and having a little more luck here, but I wouldn't say it's been a lot. Do have 11 in the log. Not all of them were POTA, but a good chunk of those were POTA. Some of these spots, even on voice on the POTA site, are starting to get a little long. 23 minutes, 19 minutes, 29 minutes, 26 minutes, 24 minutes. I don't know. Maybe they're striking out on the voice side too. Slide my transmit up here to 2800. Delta Bravo Lima. Let's try them. They are not spotted currently. I'm not seeing anything on the decode. They're pretty low on their frequency slot, 196. So they came back to them there. It's been almost a minute since I've gotten a decode on them. Might have faded away. Let's try November 6th, Charlie Oscar Papa again, see if we can get them. Send an RR73. Hearing them pretty decent. We've tried a couple times though. I don't think they're hearing me. That's the one that's in Colorado, Utah. That should be doable from here. Don't get many in Kansas, but I certainly get Colorado stations, so should be within a reachable skip area. Usually for Kansas, I've got to be on lower bands like 40 or 80. I tried 3 times. We'll see if... Maybe we've tried multiple times to get November 6th Charlie Oscar Papa, but just don't think they're hearing me. All right, they sent an RR73. We'll see if they transmit again, coming back to somebody. Tried 3 times, so I'd certainly be in their receive log if they're hearing me. We'll see what this decode shows. I got that -4. He's calling Alpha Fox 0 Golf, my neighbor. My neighbor call. That was fun. Alpha Fox Zero Golf one time. We were hunting on voice. It was kind of fun. An activator got Alpha Fox Zero Golf and then Alpha Fox Zero Fox, like almost back to back. I think it was back to back, and that kind of threw him for a loop a little bit. So I hear Alpha Fox Zero Golf quite a bit. They're in Colorado. Oh no, Alpha Fox Zero Golf is in Kansas, right nearby me here. So never met in person though. Have to reach out to Adam sometime. Always fun when you run into your neighbor call sign. All right, let's find a new transmit slot here. Maybe 450. Just a couple minutes away from the 2-hour mark. I'll give this a couple more minutes and we might go try voice before we wrap up the live stream for the day. Ooh, there's a strong one. November 7, November Whiskey Golf. Oh, why am I not able to double click that? That's weird. What's going on here? My mouse wigging out? 956. I tried to double click that station. It didn't do anything. Maybe that's a sign to go back to voice. Something happened with WSJTX or what? Slide up to 2700 for my transmit. Stay out of somebody's way there. See a new grid square there. Minus 20. That's going to be a little rough today, though. Probably not going to try that one. I'd like to get that new POTA entity, though. All right, let's go for this grid square. Minus 11. Kilo 7, Japan, Papa X-ray. See if they hear me. John in Washington. Yep. Came back to somebody else. Give it a couple minutes here. We'll see. They come back to me if I'm in the receive log. Kind of hear the sound effects I've got. So if I got a new POTA entity that comes up, you kind of hear that swipe sound. I'm not feeding the audio to the stream, but you might be able to hear it coming from my computer speakers to the mic. You hear that? That's what's going on. I was talking earlier about figuring out WSJTX. Kind of once you get that going, then you can kind of add some of these add-on programs to them, like Grid Tracker, and there's others out there that you can do. Just kind of helps keep things a little more organized, gives you a little more visual. All right. I think we may go try voice before we wrap it up today. We'll see if we can get any on sideband here before. All right, Kilo 7 Hotel Sierra Romeo. We've tried them a couple of times. See if they can hear us this time. We got that November 0 November Golf Whiskey too. November 0 November Golf Whiskey. North Dakota station. Tried twice here. We'll see if I get any decode on them in between. I'd like to get that park entity though. It's a new park for me. Slide my transmit down here just a little bit. Looks like somebody was coming up on the waterfall around where I was at. All right, there's an RR73, so I'm still hearing them. Slide up to 350. Somebody that overlaps with somebody. Try 250. All right, we'll get this maybe another minute, then we'll switch over and do voice real quick. We'll run through the voice spots, see if we can grab anybody, and then we can wrap up the live stream for the day. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. A fun conversation with folks in the chat. Always a lot more fun when there's interacting with others. A lot of fun hanging out with y'all. Still hearing them okay. Let's grab this new grid square quick. Kilo 7, Juliet Papa X-ray. Tried them before. They heard somebody else. They're -3 though. Should be doable. Certainly seeing spots up into the Pacific Northwest. I didn't get a decode on them that time. Give it one more time here. Couple new grid squares popping up. Thanks, Blake. Have a good weekend. Rest of the weekend yourself. Appreciate you joining for the live stream today. All right, no dice here. All right, let's go check out the voice spots here real quick. Let me shift this back. All right, give me a second, get everything closed out here. Get all my digital apps closed. All right. But the Stream Deck is so nice to be able to set up these macros to be a lot faster in getting stuff back. All right, got the voice audio in. I know you're. Let me mute that real quick. Go ahead and get off of digital. Get my headset back on here. All right, we'll run through the voice POTA spots one more time here. Let's get the POTA spot page up for SSB. I'll zoom this in for y'all. Make it a little easier to see. And then I'll bring the radio audio back in. Now I'm off of the digital. We'll see what we hear here. Seeing a few lines on the waterfall.
CQ20, CQ20. November 6 Oscar Kilo Uniform, calling 20 meters. CQ20, CQ20. November 6 Oscar Kilo Uniform. November 6 Oscar Kilo Uniform, calling 20 and standing by.
So we're calling CQ there. We got a POTA spot there. We got 245.
Kilo Charlie 0.
Definitely not the POTA activator. I usually zip through these frequencies pretty fast. I'm going to kind of go just a little slower here just to see if we can get any indication of band conditions coming up, maybe to grab one of these. Some of these are a little old. That one's 5 minutes. I can hear a little something in there. Not enough to actually understand what it is. It's a DX station. Probably not going to happen today. There's a Michigan Park. I hear a little bit of voice in there, but barely make anything out. I hear voices. Uniform. I heard a call sign in there, but it looks like it's a Hunter, not the activator. This one's 29 minutes old, probably nothing there. Looks like that's a rag chew. Just kind of going slow through these just to see if I can get any indication of any activity going on. Oh, we got somebody there. Oh, we might be able to get them. Probably about a 41. I'd like to get confirmation on that call sign. Oh man, they're fading really light. See if we can get them calling CQ again.
Alpha Foxtrot 0 Foxtrot. Roger, Roger. I got you 41 into Kilo Sierra, 4-1 Kansas. $73. Good luck. All right, we got one voice in the log. It's coming up a little bit. Worked them one other time before at my activation. All right, let's get them spotted. Let them know that they're out there. Might have been on the border of a 31 instead of a 41, but a little bit up and down. Hats off to people out there making an effort in the parks. The tough band conditions.
I'm glad we didn't get completely skunked today on voice. Like, kind of hear some voices there. Maybe. A lot of static towards the upper part here. Got a couple on 17 meters. Gosh, that's even noisy for me. There's lots of noise on 17. Bring down this level a little bit so I can spot any on the waterfall. Just mostly noise. I see a DX station spotted on 10. I'm not going to hold my breath. Worth a shot. Nope. Alright, got a couple new spots here. 20. It's a DX station. That's...
Hey, Roger, I'll take a 5-7 from you, Phil, any day. 5759. Thanks for the good call there, Phil.
It's definitely not a...
November 6th, whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. Up for grabs one last time.
Maybe just calling see. I don't think it's a POTA.
I hear a real light one out there, but I think too light to fight for. So November 6th, whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. I'm back to net with, I think, 3 good ones.
Oh, it's a net. All right, no worries. At least we heard some voices. There's a new spot in New York. We'll see if we can hear this Kilo Charlie 2 X-Ray Delta. 44 seconds ago. Sometimes they'll spot and then not be calling CQ quite yet, so I'll give it a second here. Change my span here a little bit down to 100K. Maybe spot some activity a little bit easier on the waterfall. Not hearing anything there. See a new spot on 14280. Boy, it is rough out there. About 14246. Updated spot there. That's in Missouri. Whereabouts in Missouri is this? Down by Joplin. Right. 246. That is definitely not that call sign. Missouri's a little tough for me on 20 meters. If they're maybe over in St. Louis, that might be doable, but Joplin's probably a little close for me. Maybe 40 meters we'd have some luck, but probably not in the middle of the day. It's a 40 meter spot, about 26 minutes old. Let's pop through a couple of these again, see if there's... Lots of noise and squeals and sounds. Oh, I hear them. Let's give them a shot here. Maybe they'll come up. I did hear the Romeo November Delta. They're fading on me. Maybe a 31, not a 21. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot, you are 5,000 to Central California.
Roger, Roger, I got you 41 into Kilo Sierra, 41 Kansas. It's tough out there today.
Thanks for Kansas. I appreciate it. You have a good one. 73.
73. Have fun. Good luck.
All right, got him in the log. 41.55. All right, that's 2 envoys. We'll take it. New activator for me, too. That might be up to a 5-1 now. That is the way the band conditions go sometimes. Ooh, I hear another one in there. Heard 5595. They had a multiple park. It's a twofer. I don't have the second park in the spot history. I'm not hearing them anymore. They're really light. Oh, they're there. Missed the first park, he said. Spotted on 5595. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. We're trying. Hey, we'll get him. I think I'm losing him. Still a little bit there. Boy, it is rough out there today. A little bit of filtering in here, we'll see. Helped a little bit with the noise. Yeah, I think they're gone. Oh, they're there. Definitely not a 41 anymore. It's all right. I'll leave them in the scratch space here. Let's check a couple of these other spots. Not sure if that was the activator or the hunter. Might have been a hunter. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. Roger, Roger. I got you 41 Kilo Sierra, 41 Kansas. 73, have fun. I don't know if you guys could hear that on the stream. It was pretty light. I was able to pull them out though. Go ahead and respot them. I don't even hear them anymore now. All right, let's see here. A few more spots popping up here. Let's go back to this 292. Let's see if we can hear Whiskey Alpha 7 Whiskey Sierra again.
Pretty bad about here. A little bit of noise. Anybody out there?
Trying some filtering, see if we can.
Hi, Marty. I just sent you a note saying I'm off the battery.
don't think that's the activator anymore. All right, we'll take one more swing through, then we may wrap up the live stream for the day. I'm glad we didn't get completely skunked on the voice side. Ooh, they're light. Let's see if I've worked this person before. Nope, new activator for me. Oh, they faded away on me.
Whiskey 0, India, Victor, Juliet.
There's a hunter.
Whiskey 0, India, Victor,
Oh, there they are.
Okay, very good. You're coming in about a 5-6 from Colorado. Over.
Up and down for sure.
7-3. Good luck.
He's too weak for me to try. See if he comes up again. Here in the park in there. 0764. It's definitely them. I think I'll call that a 31 signal report.
US
41 now. See if I can get him in between QSOs here.
All right, thank you so much for the contact, Greg. I appreciate
Coming up to
that.
maybe a 5-1. And he faded away again. Come on. Come back. Now nothing. There they are. Glad I have a headset. That would, I'm not sure I'd be able to, there they are. I'm not sure I'd be able to pull them out without a good headset on. Wait for them to wrap. Come on. Where'd you go? If we're going to get them, it's going to be a quick window, I think.
Roger, Roger. Go forward with the second operator.
They're still there. Weak, but they're there. Not enough to get a Q, so I don't think at this specific second. Yeah, if we don't hear something in a second, we'll jump. We'll leave him in the scratch space, though. We can come back to him. I think that I'm not hearing that activator anymore. Take them out of the scratch space here. Oof. It's rough. Let's try 14.245 again. There we go.
Please try again.
It's like a 5-1 now. Definitely lots of QSB. I agree with him there. I only heard that one station coming back to them, at least on my side. Definitely QSB. I mean, I've had him from 31 to 51. He's being very patient, though. That's what it's going to take today, I think, if you're out in the park.
Yeah, I'm having a real hard time picking out that last letter. I've got Kilo Charlie 3 Uniform Kilo something. I could not get that last letter to save my life. Try again.
Can't remember if I looked them up, that call sign in my log or not. No, new activator. Let's see where in Wisconsin they are. Up there, kind of parallel with Duluth. It is a very pretty area, though. It's a strain on my ears today to try and pull these folks out. He's a little light. He did call CQ POTA. Not sure how discernible that is on the live stream, but boy, it's a stretch even with me with the headphones on here. I hear a hunter there. I have a pretty small window to pounce on him. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. Roger, Roger. Lots of QSB today. I've got you 41 Kilo Sierra, 41 Kansas. I think he got me.
Whiskey 9, leave a single picture. Parks on the air. Feel okay.
Hopefully he got me. I didn't. If he said something to me right there at the end, I did not hear it. I did hear him say my call sign back though. Oh, he's being very patient with folks. Sounds like he's it. That's that net that was on 270. I'm just kind of going to flip through the...
right. A little difficult, but can't get you solid. And never will follow what it was when I looked at the meter. So there we go. W4RG N6JW.
Sounds like a rag chew. Somebody tune it up. That's the net.
I enjoy hearing those temperatures, but I know in the wintertime, I think I may have spoken to you in the winter actually when it was really nice. And I don't blame you. There are a lot of people.
The rag chew. Get on here into the extra portion. Sometimes there'll be some DX'd out, hanging out down here. Nothing. Okay, so I think with that we'll wrap up the live stream today. Had a little bit of luck, but boy, we had to work through quite a few of those. But glad we got some folks on SSB. Looks like we got about 4 on SSB with the rest on FT8 on 20 meters. So didn't get completely skunked, but boy, band conditions were definitely rough out there today. So before we wrap up the live stream, I was going to show some of the, got a couple QSL cards in the mail this week. The first one I got was Kilo November 5, Yankee Victor Juliet. So sent me a card there. So thank you so much for the card. Appreciate that, Jeremy. And then I got another one from Kilo Delta 2, Delta Lima Lima, Parks on the Air one. You got awesome, awesome picture on there. So got them, and then he was sending me a park to park. So it was when I was out at a park, we got a park to park. So sent them both back QSL cards. And then this week I also got electronic certificate in the mail. This is the Lewis and Clark Trail certificate. And so that was a lot of fun. Participated in that earlier this summer. So that was a lot of fun. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Had a lot of fun. Thanks for the questions in the chat. We had some good conversations around DMR and antennas and first HF radios, and it was a lot of fun. So I think with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate you joining me today. I'm Michael, Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. Until next time, 73.